The Atlanta Braves have launched BravesVision for the 2026 season. And BravesVision is replacing FanDuel Sports. FanDuel Sports at the end of the NBA, NHL hockey season is gone. It's over, done, bonito, see ya, goodbye, whatever. And so the Atlanta Braves were kind of a question as to what they were going to do. Major League Baseball had told all the teams that had their rights with FanDuel Ohio and FanDuel Southeast and FanDuel Midwest and FanDuel whatever, FanDuel Sheboygan. Major League Baseball said, hey, we are going to run the rights if we have to. The most important thing for us is that we get those digital rights so that we no longer have in-market blackouts with MLB TV, which is their streaming arm that has been very, very popular. The Atlanta Braves, I thought, were a fascinating test case as to what they were going to do next. For starters, the Atlanta Braves, I think, have a humongous regional footprint because the Southeast, which they call Braves country, really only has one baseball team. It's the Braves. Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. For the most part, their baseball team is the Atlanta Braves. And the Atlanta Braves are owned by a media company, Liberty Media. So if anybody was going to start their own TV network, it would be the Atlanta Braves. Now, when I saw the release this morning that BravesVision was being launched and that it would be direct to consumer, so you can buy it if you live in Nashville, you can buy it through MLB TV for, I think it's $99 for the season to watch just the Braves, or $199 to watch the Braves and everybody else. Or they are expecting this BravesVision channel to have deals with subscribers here in the near future. Now, if I was launching a new network, I'd want to be able to say today that we have a deal in place with Comcast, we have a deal in place with DirecTV, and we have a deal in place with YouTubeTV. And if you get YouTubeTV, you're probably going to get Hulu Live too. It's all about the price, or you're going to pay less or whatever. But I talked to somebody in the know about this, and they said when it comes to the Braves, the FanDuel deal, FanDuel screwed everybody up so bad that while the Braves had a plan, if they were to exit out of the FanDuel deal, they weren't sure if they were going to be able to execute it. So how do you go to Comcast, or how do you go to DirecTV, or how do you go to YouTube and say, okay, this is going to be the deal that we make with you if our current partner backs out on us? I think it'd be pretty hard to do that. So I respect that. The fact that the Braves are launching their new TV network, and they say that they hope to have deals with providers sooner rather than later. And again, I think that's Comcast, DirecTV, and YouTube TV. My advice to the Braves would be this: pass up on the early money in order to get as convenient as possible for the consumer. And I know, hey, you want to charge $99 a year for people to be able to stream the games in the Southeast. People have not been able to stream the games in the past. It's been just a nightmare for young people, cord cutters who are baseball fans, to be able to stream the games. And I understand you want to make as much revenue as possible. I get it. And I understand that the RSNs was a cash cow for Major League Baseball. Now, not exactly for the Braves, which is why the Braves moved to Cobb County, and the Battery, which is the real estate that they own around the ballpark, that is their cash cow. But what I would say is, get the deals done for at least this season with Comcast, DirecTV, and YouTube TV. And if you've got to take a massive haircut, do it. Because as you're launching a new network, the most important thing is how easy people can just pick up the remote, click the button, and get your game. That's what you need. When the Atlanta Braves became America's team because they were good in the 90s, it was click TBS. That's what you need to have now. And I understand they'll probably want a lot of money per subscriber from DirecTV, from YouTubeTV, and from Comcast. And I get it. I understand it's a business. But the number one thing I think you should want is I think you should want to click, turn on the Braves. The second thing, yesterday, this idea of BravesVision, or the Braves standalone TV network, was broken by the Sports Business Journal. And it mentioned that the Memphis Grizzlies, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Nashville Predators could all join forces with the Braves on this new TV venture. Well, now you've got my ears perked up. I'm a Braves fan, and I think we're going to talk more Braves on this show. I think we should talk more Braves on this show. I've decided we're going to talk more Braves on the show in the future. But now I'm wondering, all right, what about the Predators? And Bill Wickett, who is the senior vice president and the chief marketing officer, and I mean, Bill Wickett really is the dawn of PR with the Predators. Bill Wickett was quoted in the SBJ article saying that the Predators and the Braves have not talked at this time. I've heard something somewhat similar about the Braves and the Predators. Now, I don't know what Governor Haslam's connection to Liberty Media is, but apparently there's one there. So maybe that could be a back channel that they work this out. Here's what I think I know. I think the most important thing for the Predators in the future is not necessarily to be aligned with the Braves, though I don't think they would be against it. I think the biggest thing for the Predators is that their fans, and I do believe this, and I feel like I've talked to enough people that have indicated, they haven't said it, but I feel like they've said it. The most important thing for the future of the TV broadcast of the Nashville Predators is that somebody can pick up the remote and click on the game. That's what they want. Over the air, in Nashville, click on the game. That's why I think it's important that if the Braves realize that's important to them too, they then bring in the Predators, and now they have content going on year-round. Supposedly, the Grizzlies and the Hawks may be hesitant to join forces with the Braves on this TV network because the NBA wants everybody out of their local TV contracts as soon as possible. And that would make it hard. But when it comes to the Predators, I'm like, if the Braves can get a deal done with Comcast, DirecTV, YouTubeTV, and you can own your streaming rights so there's no in-market blackout, so somebody can just get the app, and if you're a cord cutter, get the app and go to the Preds app and watch the game, I think you should do it. If you are a Braves fan, I think you want to just be able to click. And then, look, 3 years, 4 years down the road, if you want to say, okay, now Comcast, we want some more money. Okay, now YouTube, we want some more money. Okay, now we want some more money. That is a different discussion. But for today, you're launching this new network. There are going to be kinks at the beginning of it. And in fairness to you, the FanDuel deal was so screwed up that it wasn't like you had time to prepare for all this. The season basically starts in a month. So I know you're working out with Comcast and DirecTV and YouTube TV. Whatever you do, make sure you get it so that people with TV can just click and get the game. The no in-market blackouts is great. And then, once you get that figured out, then go get the Preds. And again, with the Preds, what's most important is click. The money, and I understand it's real money. You know, I'm sure the Braves are making a fortune off of that FanDuel deal, although they weren't making what the other teams were making because they signed their deal earlier. You may have to take it on the chin. The Predators, and I don't know how much money the Predators make from the FanDuel deal. I'm not saying that money's gone forever, but I don't think that money's coming back. So I understand that. But do you want people to watch your games? Click. That's what's important. And I think if you're really, truly launching a television network, if you're the Braves, you can do things better than FanDuel Sports Network did in a couple of different areas. Number one, there are going to be no streaming blackouts. That's important. Number two, I do think you need a basketball or a hockey partner or both, because I think you need year-round programming. And the same channel that has the Braves needs to be the exact same channel to have the other team, whether it's the Preds, the Hawks, the Grizzlies, the Carolina Hurricanes, whomever. You need to have it on the same channel. Click. Unless both are playing at the same time, and then you've got to have a little bit of a backup option there. But I think you can figure that out. The second thing is get some good programming during the day. Just the one thing I used to hate about Fox Sports Tennessee and Fox Sports South and Fox Sports Southeast and later Bally Sports and FanDuel Sports was the programming that they would have on during the day was just horseshit. Like, it was bad. It was like Bob Johnson's Outdoor Lifestyle Magazine. I mean, I remember sitting there at Bridgestone Arena doing the show during the World Series. And the Braves were going to be playing the Houston Astros that night, again, in the World Series. And what's on Bally Sports? Robert Johnson's Wild Wild Outdoor Show. Oh, here's a rerun of poker. And I don't even, like, they would have poker on. When was this poker played? Like 2009? When was the poker? We'd have the poker. Or we'd have the replay of the game. Don't put that on. Get good shows. There are so many shows out there that you can license. The way ESPN licenses the McAfee show. Or do your own shows like a First Take. Or do your own show like a Get Up with Greenberg and his friends, where you've got somebody who's talking about the local teams. And the Braves for years have always talked about Braves country, because they're aware that during the summer, people like me, we used to go to Atlanta all the time during the summer to watch baseball games. And so what you need to do, if you're really about Braves country, what you need to do is you need to say, hey, this network we have is going to be about Braves country. What do people in Braves country care about? They care about the Braves. They care about SEC and ACC football. They care about the Predators. They care about the Atlanta Falcons. They care about the Titans. They care about the Carolina Panthers. Like, you need to embrace the region. Treat Braves country, that Southeast region that doesn't include Florida, treat that as if it is like New England. And build your network around it. Build a network where people, again, can click, and it's not Bob Johnson's Outdoor Lifestyle Magazine. This one guy says, to be fair, some people probably do like outdoor shows. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when it comes to that, Robert Johnson Outdoor Magazine show that I don't know the name of it, or the poker reruns that they have? Like, do you know what I'm talking about? You'd leave the TV on the Preds game from the night before, and it'd come on, and it's like, oh, Bob Johnson's Outdoor Life. And I don't know a single person who watched that shit. Not a single person. You can't tell me that there's a person out there that actually watched that show. So BravesVision, you have an opportunity, and I am very, very excited. But the most important thing for the Braves, the most important thing for the Preds, the most important thing really in 2025, which is now 2026, the most important thing in 2026 is that you can take the remote and you can go click.